Amazing, amazing, amazing. A very good morning from wherever you're watching us from, and welcome to the Relationship Talk Show with me, Sylvia Wanjana. I trust and hope ya kwamba umeweza kuamka vizuri. And again, if you have seen the day of today, we always say anza na shukrani. Gratitude goes a long way. So I hope that book that we talked about as we started the year, that gratitude book, in 3 days, 3 things every day unaandika, okay? Whether it is breath, whatever it is you're grateful for, each and every day, 3 things, write down. So I hope you're still following through with that. Now today is the 24th of June, 2025. And today marks the last Tuesday of this month. Sasa tunaingia officially the other half part of the year. And tulianza mwaka na resolutions, tukaanza na vision boards, tukaanza na goal setting. I trust and hope ya kwamba you're still following through with all those things that you have planned for that you had planned for the year. It doesn't matter whether ulifika mahali kidogo kazisahau, you still have another chance for you to pick up where you left off. Sawa sawa, don't give up. Now this is the chance for you to sit down, reevaluate the goals zenye uliset ukianza mwaka, angalia what works, what doesn't work, what is realistic, what is not realistic, and then you tengeneza tena, alafu you start afresh. Don't get tired of beginnings. You can always press that reset button. If it didn't work the first time, it doesn't mean that after re-strategizing it won't work again, okay? So push yourself to the limit so that you can be able to be the best version of yourself. Now, tulisema 2025, but you're the one who sets the pace for your year. You're the one who decides how the year will look like. So do not give up on yourself. Keep on pushing. There's a lot of potential that you have not tapped into, and you can get to do that by doing what you ought to do, okay? Amazing. So last week, we had a discussion that was very, very important. And if you missed it, don't worry. There's a chance for you to go and follow through with what we learned about stress management. Many at times, utaketi mahali, utasikia mtakisema, hey, niko na stress, hey, niko na stress. And we talked about what stress is. And we learned something very important. Ya kwamba we need to have stress in our life so that we can be able to push ourselves forward. But now the problem comes in when it becomes too much, okay? That is where the problem comes in. Inakuwa very difficult for you to be able to do your everyday tasks. Now, ikifika your point, now there is a problem that you need to work on, okay? So, stress is important, but don't let it get to the extremes. Just a good balance to make sure that you stay motivated, to make sure that you wake up every morning. Kuna zile normal stresses of life, okay? Ile yenye inafanya asubuhi at 5, you need to wake up so that you can get to work on time. Yenye inafanya you need to give your best at work so that you can get a good review and get your salary at the end of it all. So, you need to learn how to manage stress if you get extremes, because sababu to learn again the repercussions are very, very dangerous. It can lead to depression, it can lead to suicide, and there's so many stresses that are there comparing yourself to others. There's some things that you can tame yourself. Na unaambia pia God akusaidie uweze kujua your identity so that you don't conform to what others are doing. Ndio uweze kufeel as if you're belonging. Ni wakati you're only stressing yourself, okay? Each and every person has a different path to walk. Each and every person has a different destiny. So make sure you embrace your destiny as is, okay? Na kama una feel maybe at some point unashinda ukikopi ama ukitupa jicho, when what your neighbor is doing, ask God akupe contentment. You be contented with who you are and where you are now. Tulisema you can't compare yourself. Uko chapter 1. Mtu yuko kwa chapter 33 ya kitabu yake. You can't compare those 2 books, okay? Kuna progress make that maybe you have not seen ama you have not been a part of. So on your end as well, be willing to put in the work so that you can get to where you ought to be. Okay? Amazing. So, kama kawaida hapa ndani ya the Relationship Talk Show, there are some things that we're going to look at. We have an amazing topic. And if you follow MBCI TV on Facebook page, I know already you know the topic that we'll be having today and the guest that we'll be having with us today. And the topic that we're going to be tackling, what we're going to be working on is ghosting and technology. Now, I know we've heard of the word ghosting. It's not a new term to the millennials and the Gen Z. Maybe the ones who are a bit more advanced in age, it's a new term kidogo. But ghosting is something that has been talked about severally on social media, whereby you're talking to someone and want to disappear. So the reason why we decided to tackle ghosting and technology pamoja is because ghosting happens online, okay? Especially when it comes to online dating and long-distance relationships. That is where ghosting applies, whereby you're having a conversation with someone and then they decide to disappear, no communication, nothing whatsoever. Now, that is what we're going to be looking at. Is it justified? Can you say that iyo ghost maybe is as a way of protecting yourself? How else can you communicate instead of ghosting? Because sababu the other person when you may ghost, how do you expect them to feel? And if you're in a position whereby you've ever been ghosted, will share with us and tell us, how was the feeling ya kuwa ghosted? The many questions that run through your mind, you're asking yourself, nini nilifanya, ni mimi nilikosea? What did I do wrong? What can I do right next time? Is it a form of manipulation in itself? So that is a conversation that we'll be having today. And we're going to be having an amazing, amazing panel of guests. So make sure that you tune in so that you can be able to learn that together. Now, over the weekend, there's something important that I learned. And as always happened under the Relationship Talk Show, it's important for us to share. These lessons do go a long way. So haina haja nijifunze kitu and then I sit with it, okay? So, I was, let me say, over the past couple of weeks, nimekuwa interested na mambo na habits and routines, that in the line of addictions and all that, and lifestyle. So, habits are what we do every day, the behaviors that we do repeatedly every day that form our routines, okay? The routines that we have, they help form our habits. Our habits form our routines. They're sort of intertwined, both habits and routines, okay? Now, amidst the habits that we have, kuna zile habits ambazo ni nzuri na kuna zile ambazo si nzuri na kuna zile zenye ni neutral zenye you have to do every day so that you can survive. An example, you have to wake up, you have to take a shower. Najua kuna wenye huwa wa take a shower, but again, it's supposed to be an everyday thing, okay? So you take a shower, you prepare, you go to work, you eat breakfast. Kuna zile zenye ni obvious, okay? And then there are the ones, kuna zile habits ambazo zina improve your worth every day. Like let's say you decide to do your morning devotion, you decide to do your workout, you decide to eat healthy, not just eating any kind of meal. So that is a good habit. And then kuna bad habits. Let's say you're addicted. It could be addicted to your phone. You wake up fasting, unashika simu. I know of people, when you wanaamka, the first thing ni kushika simu. 2 hours in, ako social media, just doom scrolling. That means like una scroll bila any intention, okay? Now, when it comes to bad habits and good habits, the good thing is there's always a process to form them. And if you're trying to get rid of bad habits, you can try form new habits to replace the bad habits. Usiseme, kutoka leo nitacha kutumia simu for those 2 hours. What do you plan to do with that time? If you don't allocate something important to do within those 2 hours, you will go back to that bad habit ya doom scrolling, kushinda tu kwa simu. And addiction comes in many forms. Najua unasikianga addiction unasema hiyo ni bangi, hiyo ni pombe, hiyo ni, you think of the big things, but addiction inakuja in the small things. Kama kuscroll your phone, you wouldn't see that as an addiction. You're like, oh well, this is ni routine to kama see technologies here. Like why not use it? But now here's the thing. If it becomes a habit that you repeat over time, then it gets into your routine, it becomes your lifestyle. Ile usipoamka ushike simu una feel as if something is wrong. So each and every day, even if there are important things that you need to do, that is the first thing that you do. Unaamka, unashika simu. Hata uconfirm kama miguu inafanya kazi, hata uconfirm kama sauti inafanya kazi. Unaamka kama umeshika simu, okay? So you need to replace that habit with a new one. Tumesema if it's 2 hours of scrolling, instead of doing 2 hours of scrolling, sema within those 2 hours, 1 hour, I will read a book, and then the other hour, I will go for a walk, ama a run, ama workout, ama you replace it with a good habit, okay? Sometimes it's hard for habits to stick, especially, sijui concept that I don't know whether it has been confirmed, but I've heard it a couple of times, even from experts, that in order for you to form a habit, you need to do it repetitively for 21 consecutive days for it to stick as a habit, okay? In some cases, inakuanga ngumu kuadapt to some habits, especially once they involve a lot of mental power and a lot of physical power. An example, working out. Ujazoea kwenda gym, kuinua weights, kukimbia, ujazoea hizo vitu, okay? So, sometimes you might do the 21 days, but you end up backtracking, unapata, all that progress is lost. So, another new concept iliintroduciwa inaitwa habit stacking. Sawa? So, habit stacking ni, kuna zile vitu ambazo unafanyanga every day, zishaingia into your routine. Like, let's say waking up. It's part of your routine. You have to wake up, okay? So what you do, you attach a new habit, a new healthy habit to that waking up. Ile, mwili kisha register same to wake up. Sindio, ukiamka, first things first, shika a glass of water, take it. Mwili na register, if you do it repetitively over time, mwili na register kuamka inamaanisha take a glass of water. And that is a good habit, okay? Let's say it's reading a book. Weka kitabu chini ya pillow. When you get from work, ukienda kulala, ukitoa pillow, the first thing utapatana nayo ni kitabu. Again, the environment that you are in. Make sure that umeweka cues za kuonyesha the habits that you need to take. It's a wide topic altogether, and hopefully we're going to get an expert, a psychologist, a pastor, to walk us through that particular topic of habits and routines. It is very, very important for us to make sure that we adapt the healthy routines so that you can be able to live a healthy lifestyle. And don't worry, kama let's say you're going through it, una face so much with the habits ambazo uko nazo zenye zinakuudhi, una feel, I want to change this about myself, but I've not had the chance to do it because like, una feel you're just held back. Don't worry, there's always a chance for you to work on it, but you have to be willing. And then again, your mindset is everything. Mindset is very, very important. I don't know if you guys remember a story that we told a couple of weeks back about someone who was sentenced to death. Na akaambiwa, this is how we're going to kill you. We're going to put you in a dark room, and then let a venomous snake ikuume, and then the poison will slowly kill you. Okay? They put the guy in the dark room. Enyewe akasikia kuna kitu imemgwara mguu, and the guy died. But now here's the thing. Si nyoka ilimuuma, ni kisu ilimkata. Alikata tu na kisu. Na kisu haikuwa na poison ama anything, but the mindset. Alikuwa amefidiwa, akaambiwa, it is a venomous snake and the poison will kill you slowly. And that is what happened. Alikatwa kisu, not poisonous, not anything, something he could have healed from because it was just a scratch. But because of the mindset that he had, aliona yenyewe mimi nishaenda. Okay? And also that reminds me of a time I watched a particular play. I'm a lover of the arts. They have a lot of lessons in them. Ilikuwa inaitwa Mgonjwa Mwitu. So this particular guy, alikuwa nenda hosi, anapewa various diagnoses na madaktari. But the doctors had the intention of, let me say, extorting money from this particular person. Juu alikuwa wealthy. So alikuwa anaenda anaambiwa kona diabetes, anaamini. Anaenda anaambiwa kona hii without even being treated. Unajua, in order for some illnesses kuwa diagnosed, you need an entire treatment process, ya diagnosis. But without all that, anaambiwa na anaamini. So alikuwa na take a series of so many medicines, ni wakati yako sawa. But now the mindset, aliamini chenye aliambiwa without even trying to figure out, hey, unaniambia niko na diabetes, umenipima wapi na wapi, so that your mindset is very powerful. Whatever you feed your mind, that is what sticks. And again, that's why unakuwa advised, don't spend too much time on social media. Because negative news is what sells. Again, I'm not saying it's not important for you to know what is happening. It's important for you to be in the know of what is happening in your country, what is happening around you. So even as you pray, unajua ni nini ambacho, like prayer points zako ni gani. But again, you ought to be careful. Don't take too much negative news. Because trust you me, wherever you go, it'll just be complaining, it'll be murmuring, it'll just be pessimism because of the consumption of a lot of negative news. So make sure that you work on that, okay? Amazing. So remember we said today we're talking about ghosting and technology, a very, very important and interesting topic that you ought to follow through with. Na najua, many of us have experienced it one way or another. In this era that we're in, this digital age, whereby a lot of communication in tuko nayo is virtual, it's online, okay? So let us get the question that we are tackling today, even as we get started. We can know ni nini hiyo tunaweza kujadiliana. And the question of today is there a reasonable justification for ghosting someone? Is there a reasonable justification for ghosting someone? Okay? Is there a reasonable justification for ghosting someone? Tell us. And if you have an experience whereby you have ghosted someone, tell us why you ghosted that person. Ama if you have been on the other receiving end of being ghosted, tell us. How was the feeling like? Would you have appreciated if they would have maybe communicated better? Ama na wewe mwenye ulighostiana, was there no other way kabisa unge communicate your story isipokuwa kughost that particular person, okay? So yes, send us your feedback using our numbers 0721105105. That is WhatsApp, and also normal text message 23814 short code, which is absolutely free, and also MBCI TV Facebook page down in the comment section, and MBCI YouTube official down in the comment section. And a little later, we'll be having a chance to look at your feedback, okay? But without further ado, let us get started on the conversation that we are having today. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, MBCI family, I introduce to you the guest that we have with us in the house today, okay? Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Yes, nice to see you this beautiful morning.
It's a blessing.
Yes, you're looking lovely.
Thank you.
Yes, it's the first time we're having you here at the Relationship Talk Show. But as the Relationship Talk Show family, we love having guests. And but it's not your first time on MBCI TV, right?
Sure.
Amazing. So let us have a chance for you to introduce yourselves to the viewers at home. Then we can get started.
Wow.
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
My name is Eric Mwe. I'm a pastor.
Yes.
And I'm also a psychologist by profession.
Wow.
Married to one wife. Yeah, and I'm glad to be here.
Also.
I'm also the youth president of Nakuru.
Okay, that is
thank
amazing.
God.
Yes.
Amen.
Also, yes, let us have a chance for you to also introduce yourself.
Thank you.
Good morning. Amen.
I'm
Yes.
a wife, counseling psychologist,
Wow.
certified trauma and healing coach, a Noida,
Yeah.
a medical social worker,
Amazing.
package.
Wow, that is amazing. I love the fact that you guys are doing so much in one, and this is a beautiful union that God has blessed.
Amen.
And you're here to help us as well, because I love the fact that there's that bit of psychology into it, because what we're discussing is a bit deep, okay?
Yeah.
So we are talking about ghosting and technology, a topic ambayo imekuwa ikiongelewa sana with the young people out there. If you go to social media, you'll find very many stories of people talking about, sharing about how they have been ghosted. You meet someone, you start having a conversation, and most of the conversations that we have, especially in the line of relationships, are easy, ziko online.
Yeah.
So you're talking to someone, things seem like they're going well, 3 months down the line, and then mtu ana disappear. You call them, blocked. You text, nothing. Social media, blocked. You can't have access to this person.
Sure.
And it's a continuous thing that has been happening. Some say it's toxic. Some say they have to do it because it's the only way. But maybe we can start from the beginning. I've tried explaining it, but I am not the best to, give the description of what ghosting is. So maybe we can start from there. What is the definition of ghosting?
Start with her.
Okay. Let us start with you, Carol.
It is this state of trying to ignore a person for varied reasons.
Yeah.
Probably you don't want to keep in touch with them, or you're trying to avoid them in one way or another. So you have
to ensure you're not they're not accessible. You're not accessible to them.
Yeah.
Probably through messages, through calls.
Yeah.
We've seen people who have been ghosted. We usually say they're being blocked from accessing a phone call. When it comes to messages, you see them gray ticks, blue ticks, no response.
Yeah.
So in very simple terms, it's when you're not able to access a person through messages or particular calls and such.
And we can also go deep by saying it's also cutting off a communication that was flowing, because it means that there is a time that we had a flow in our talking. Then suddenly,
it stopped.
Suddenly, we have suddenly in relationships. Suddenly, something happened, and the other party was not able to understand very clearly. It was not defined. Why are you silent? So when we speak of ghosting, is a sudden silence without explanation. I'm talking to you, but you are not responding. I'm texting, you blue tick me. It's not that you've not seen the message, you even read it, but you are not even concerned. You're not concerned of how I feel about it. You don't care. It seems like you don't care. Sometimes maybe you might be caring, because some of these things are brought by issues that have not been dealt with. Maybe somebody might be going under, might be having a lot of pressure in life, or going under maybe some issues. They have some traumas they have not dealt with, past issues, or even ongoing issues, but you don't want to explain them. The pressure is too much. You have a lot of issues. So suddenly it happens that you're no longer talking. Or even maybe some of them noticed something. Maybe there is something I noticed from that person, and I don't want to speak it out because of fear, or maybe past experience with such an issue. I decide to cut off without communicating, and I don't even explain. Or maybe you are hurt. That person hurt you, and you don't want to tell them. You
decide to just cut them off.
Just decide to cut off. So you decide to ghost them. You are there. You're not telling them whether is it working. It's not working. They don't know where they belong. They can't say it's over because you've never said it's over.
It's over. You just disappeared from
You just
their lives.
disappeared from, you are not talking. You are just silent. I have had a lot of issues with some people who have, in fact, together also, we have also had issues with some people who have come, many of them. And I can tell you, it's happening in the present time, right now as we talk. Because there is a lot of issues like depression, stress. People are dealing with a lot of issues. Some of them are not even ready for marriage. Sometimes what happens is that a young man feels that I want to marry. Then they feel like it's like there is something they are missing, like love. They are looking for love. Then when they start engaging the other party, when that party becomes serious, maybe it's a young man talking to a girl, and then says, this girl was serious. Now that's when he's like, and I was not serious. Hey, wacha tu nijitoe. You don't want to say I was not serious, but the fact remains that you are not ready, and you are not serious about it. You are just giving it a trial. Kumbe huyo mwingine ako serious.
Ameingia ndani fully.
Yes, most of that is happening to a lot of ladies. Siku hizi ni kama ni ladies wanafanyiwa hivyo na wanaume.
Yeah, it's happening a lot. Actually, I wanted to ask Carol, have you ever experienced that, a situation whereby someone has ghosted you? And does it even happen in friendships as well? Because I've heard of friendships that have happened like that. You try to reach out to a friend, hashiki simu zako, ha reply text, hafanyi anything. Have you ever experienced such?
Absolutely. So many times.
How did it feel?
It feels so bad. You feel like, especially when there was some sort of attachment, you feel like this person has disappointed you. Now you're trying to figure out what's wrong with me. Am I okay? Am I not a vibe around them? So you feel like, I'm so disappointed, and you're trying to figure out what could be the reason as to why this person is ghosting me. And especially now to people who don't have a sort of high esteem, or their esteem is having some issues. You get to a point, they're like, I'm the problem. Yet you're not. Probably the other party was the one who is having some problems. So you have to start dealing with yourself. I'm not a vibe. I'm not enough. I'm not good to tag along. So as you're figuring all those things, it gets to be so frustrating. So trying to catch up with yourself again and probably make that relationship, it gets to be a lot of work.
So I was
not even worth it.
Ghosting does a lot of harm.
A lot of harm to a person.
In fact, even it can be, of course, it can affect somebody who has issues with low self-esteem, and it can also lead to low self-esteem. Because the same way she has said, you ask yourself some questions. Am I the one who is not okay? And probably now the worst thing is that if it happened, maybe you have faced some rejection issues from your family. That is the worst thing.
It adds on top of that.
It adds on top of it. In fact, when stress comes, it will be triggered by some past things, present things, the ongoing things. It's not one thing that causes stress and depression. In fact, even it can lead to depression. Because you're like, why is it that when I get to this relationship, I'm ghosted? When I get, my friends are ghosting me. You know, my fiancé, or the person that I was calling my bestie, they are ghosting me. It can really lead to a big harm. So, and it is happening. And in fact, I've been handling those cases daily, including today I will handle one. Because
of course,
it is happening daily, daily, because we are living in a world whereby people are not very sure of what they want. And also, many people have also not been equipped when it comes to the issues of relationship and even friendship. Because I believe that it is not just happening, as you said, it's not just happening in the issues of relationship in marriage, but it's also happening when it comes to friendship. I've been ghosted by many people, I can tell you. And I'm like, I'm texting you, you can see my message.
No reply.
And you know, I'm not asking money from you. I've never even, in fact, if anything, some people you give them money. But you are like, why did you just go silent? And then when you meet them and you ask them, why don't you reply my messages? What's up? You say, no, I'm okay.
Mambo ni mingi.
They even say, I'm okay. I'm okay and I'm sorry. And now they start apologizing. But the fact remains that it's not good. It's not good. And some of them do it intentionally. But also, triggered by some issues that they have. Maybe it's not you. Maybe somebody else. Somewhere, maybe they had some challenges. You are not the cause of the challenge, but you suffer as a victim.
But again, it impacts you as well, because now you're the one who's being ghosted again. We've talked about esteem issues coming through. Now, we've talked about ghosting and technology. We have tied them together because of the fact that a lot of ghosting happens because of technology. It happens via phones. And would you say that maybe in the traditional setup, maybe before the phones were introduced, was ghosting a thing?
Before, you know, one thing that it happens, maybe what we would call it, probably it was there, whereby you would try to get attention, because we would also define it as trying to get attention. and it's like you're not getting that attention. So probably we would say, I'm not very, very old, but I would say the truth is that this is not something that has just started, but ile kali sana imeanza hii season wakati simu zimekuja. By the way, the former generation was so intentional about friendship, relationship, coming together, you know. I think as the world is evolving, many things are changing. And we would say that ghosting is a result of the evolution, the changes, you know, because many things have really come. Pressure, you know, has just increased. I don't think whether some issues of like depression, they were a big deal formally before the phones came. Because all these things are pushed by technology. Let me just say so. Technology and the evolution, you know, things are changing. And also a generation, the generation that was formerly, you know, before the phones came, it's not the same generation. Of course, they have the same blood, you know, the red blood cells and the white blood cells, you know, the biologists. It's the same. But there are many things that have really changed. So we would say it has become stronger. In fact, it has started in a generation whereby things have evolved. But formally, watu hawakuwa hivyo. Ulikuwa unapata watu, hata vitu watu wanafanya pamoja, watu wanaongeleshana, wanajuliana hali. Ingekuwa ngumu kusikia fulani aongeleshi fulani. But nowadays, things have really changed because it's God for us all, everybody for himself.
Very true. The capitalism form of living whereby kila mtu ajipange kivyake. Wewe as an individual, it's up to you to figure out life for yourself. I can even do without
anybody. That's why we were discussing with my wife the other day about the issue of being an introvert. And we were saying, we would say, of course, we would say we have extroverts, we have introverts. But at a point, this issue of being introvert is not godly. It's not. Because you need people. You need people. Don't say, well, there is a point that you can reach as an introvert. It is not healthy. It's not healthy.
Like, very true. And also you need a community around you so that you can help each other. Especially when it comes to matters mental health. By the way, we are in this month, we are celebrating, we are being reminded of the men's mental health. And it's very important for you to, among the things that they require you to have a support group. And that revolves around having people around you. So again, that is very, very important. Now, Carol, you touched on attachments when you talked about how it felt being ghosted. And would you say that the attachment styles that we have, the attachments that we might adapt to while growing up, could maybe lead us to be the ones ghosting others, and how?
Absolutely. Because when you are ghosted, you get to this point of like, okay, it gets now to be a point of kind of a revenge in a manner. Now you're used to being ghosted, you know, and I always say don't be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because it got so comfortable to being ghosted, so you never realize that it's a bad habit. So some do it intentionally because they want a revenge. Some do it out of their intentions, like they're really not sure they are ghosting some other people. And unconsciously, subconsciously, it's because it's some of the effects that they experience. By being ghosted, they're like, okay, hata mimi sina time ya wengine. Let me have my time. Wacha nijitoshereze. So this part of kujitoshereza, you never mind how others feel. So you're not even sensitive when it comes to the matters of, I didn't respond to somebody's text. Probably they needed you so much and you were not there for them. They're like, even me, nobody was there for me. So kila mtu ajikaishe. So this part of ghosting others, it gets now to be, it's a norm to you. You never consider others. So as time goes by, utapata umeanza kukuwa mse toxic. And I'm telling you, it will come back to you.
MBCI Television. a time when our nation, the people, need unity, when the noise of politics seem to rise higher than the cries of the people, when hearts are heavy and hope seems distant, we look not unto man, but unto God. This June, Mount Ephraim Prayer Center, in conjunction with Eldoret Gospel Ministers, invited to a powerful move of God to Kenya Communities Prayer Assembly. A moment to kneel, to lift our voices as one, to seek divine intervention for peace, for healing, for mercy. Kenya Communities Prayer Assembly will begin from 23rd to 27th of June 2025 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily at Mount Ephraim Prayer Center, Ilula, Eldoret. Guest ministers Apostle John Kemani William, Reverend Naomi Kemani, hosted by Reverend Evans Chumo and Pastor Monica Chumo. Let the altars burn again with prayer. Let the hearts of a nation be turned back to their Maker. Kenya Communities Prayer Assembly, my community, my responsibility. Remember, when a people pray, heaven responds. This is an interdenominational prayer meeting, free and open to all.
Watu wa Nakuru mpo? Jukiwa General Agency sasa imekaribia. We are among top registered property managers in Kenya, and we've been partnering with property owners for over 20 years and have happy clients. At Jukiwa, we are proud to be the trusted partner for many landlords and landladies. We give the expected rent on desired date and also give advances up to 10 times the monthly rental income. Jukiwa also has an indemnity to compensate its clients in case anything happens. Choosing a property manager is not just about finding a collector of rent, it is about securing a partner who will protect your investment, grow its value, and give you peace of mind. Jukiwa is a trusted partner that has earned trust from the diaspora community. Tembelea ofisi mpya hapa Nakuru inayopatikana Gatehouse 6th floor room 603 au piga simu kwa 0795 697 313 au 0743 227-881. Waweza tembelea matawi yetu Nairobi Head Office, State House Avenue, Tetu Apartment Block C, Room 5. Matawi mengine ni Nyeri, Malindi, Meru, Kitengela, Kasarani na sasa Nakuru. Karibu.
MBCI Television, transforming lives.
Amazing, welcome back. Sorry for that technical issue, but our team imekuwa on point and fixing it in good time. So let us continue with the conversation. Remember, this is a relationship talk show with me, Sylvia Wanja, and we're talking about ghosting and technology. And with us, we have Pastor Eric Mue and Caroline Mue with us, okay? So tulikuwa tumefika hapo hivi kwa kudiscuss whether attachment and ghosting, how is it linked to each other, and you touched on how it can affect the ripple effect, like how it affects people, how you interact, and it's a cycle that keeps going, that leads to toxicity in the interactions that we are having with those around us. And maybe we can, there's something that you're saying, Pastor Eric, before we went to the break.
It becomes a norm. You reach somewhere and like you don't care. You know, you don't care, and that's where now it even affects not even those who you are ghosting, the people around you, because it's a behavior, something that you can ignore. You know, it brings a lot of ignorance because you are used to. You're doing it now online. It reaches somewhere even offline. You don't care. You can ignore somebody. You can get into a room like this, find some people, greet one, and you don't care about the rest. Or even you don't even greet anybody. You just join. Maybe you go and sit on your desk. You mind your own business. Because it is a lifestyle. You know, it has gone too far to an extent of you don't care what people say. Otherwise, it's your lifestyle. And that's why we need to be very, very careful. Because it can affect you either in the place of your work. If you are a minister, can affect you in your ministry. If you are a wife or a husband, it can also affect you, because now we spoke of not just in marriage, even in friendships. You need to be careful because it can go to the place whereby you even find yourself ignoring some things. They are very sensitive. You find yourself ignoring your pastor, your wife, your husband, because it's a lifestyle. So the earlier you fight with that, the better. And some of them also have been brought by bitterness. There are people who are very bitter. And because of that bitterness, they feel like, I don't care. They develop a spirit of don't care. Some of them is bitterness with their parents. When they were growing up, they were not given attention. So they wonder, why should I give somebody my attention? And when I needed the attention, I didn't get it. So you don't care. And that's why even some people, after they are married, they disconnect with their families.
What?
Yes, they disconnect with their families.
Instead of growing closer to their families.
They disconnect with their families. They only get to be friends with their husband, and they say, you will hear somebody say, the only thing I care about is my husband, my wife, my children. No, the rest of the people were Japan. I don't care about them. Where were they when I was suffering? Why were they? You know, all bitterness. Because of some of the things maybe they passed through, they were not given attention, which is very, very dangerous. That's why now it leads to good fatherhood and good motherhood. Become a good father to your children, bring them close, because otherwise the result will not be good.
When it comes to how they form relationships, I think I saw a post somewhere that was saying that your relationships, having relationships with others, will reveal your childhood traumas. The things that you're keeping hidden, the ones that you're saying, mtu hatajua I was rejected when I was a kid. People don't know about this and that I went through as a kid. But the moment you get into relationships, they show up. They are blank on paper.
Actually, to add on what Pastor has said, now disconnecting to family, of course, that's ghosting. In simple terms, it's ghosting them, of course, because they would love to interact with you. Now imagine you have ghosted your parents, your sisters, and your other friends. It's just relationship between you and the husband. What if someday the husband is not okay?
What happens then?
What if someday your children are not in support of you? Now another cycle of issues starts because you'll feel, I thought everybody will be around me, nobody is around me. And everybody that you thought would be around you, it was only your husband and your children. They're nowhere to be found. So it's going to be a very big issue. Now you start bitterness, you start feeling disappointed, you start feeling frustrated, because I would encourage, outside just being a wife, have other people that are your social cycle. Outside your children, have other people, because something can happen and change probably
dynamics when you have it
absolutely. Things can change. They can get sick. They can even outgrow you at some point, because that's life.
It happens.
So this point of attachment, try to navigate and find a way on how you can relate with others. Ghosting is not a godly thing.
And it's not a solution.
Also it would bring delay, because for instance, you ghost somebody who is supposed to marry you.
Imagine.
You
end
ghost
up being
them.
single.
Then you are saying, you know, I'm still in the prayer mountain praying. Then yet it's something that is just simple. Somebody says hi, respond hi. There is no big deal. Where you are supposed to say, I'm not interested, just say it. Stop delaying yourself. It can really make you miss your blessings. It can bring a lot of delay, because also it leads to procrastination. You keep on, you know, you say, okay, I need time, you know, I'm not ready, you know, let me wait. And by the time you realize you are 32, you are not married.
And you're still ghosting.
You are 34, you are not married, you are still ghosting
Actually,
people.
as age goes by, people get to outgrow others. They're feeling like, whatever you're telling me, the highs are so much. Just tell me directly. So you ghost them, you take 40. And the more age is going, the more you're feeling like this high and high to thing is not my, my thing.
And you're not the only one in that line. Line kuna watu wengi. So ukilenga mwingine anaingia. And it is happening to a lot of church boys and church girls. Also church girls. Because they say, you know, I'm of value. I need somebody who will give me attention. Well, it starts from there. You're high, reply hi too.
And then
don't say amen. You know, I say hi is hi.
And some actually ask, how may I help you? Imagine if somebody so intentional and they're like, how may I help you? You
How
just
do they
feel
respond?
actually, you just withdraw. You're like, I thought you're going to take this so smooth. You know, you're making
But
it
then
too
human
serious.
are created as relational beings.
Yeah.
So we are social beings. We need to relate with people. Even if you feel like it's like the next point they are bringing doesn't make sense, just engage them. Yeah, you know, it's good that you say the reason why I ghosted him or her is because he said this and this and this. But don't just make your conclusion. It's important. When somebody says hi, they greet you, or even they call you. You know, you can also be ghosted by calling. You call somebody like 10 times, they don't pick your calls.
Like
ghosting.
in 10 times.
Yes.
Unapiga 10
They
times
don't
that.
call. Yeah, sometimes you are concerned,
it's urgent.
and you feel like you really need to talk to this person. You know, and also sometimes it can also bring a very great harm. Like for instance, if somebody can text and say, hi, please, I need to talk to you. Probably that person is suicidal. You know?
Yeah, true.
And then after some days you hear, oh, so-and-so committed suicide. Just because they kept on texting you, they felt that you are the right person to talk to. Yet you ignored them. You did not give them attention. It has really costed a lot. So maybe probably that is the time they needed your time. They needed an attention from you. They didn't have anybody else close to talk to, and they felt that you are the only person they can reach out to. So we should be sensitive. We should be sensitive. Let's avoid this thing of ghosting people. Unless you have the full package of reasons. You know, you have enough reasons why you should say, I'm ghosting this person because I realized that their chat is toxic. You know, whenever we are talking with them, maybe everything that we are talking with them, it is defiling my faith or defiling my body. So I don't feel comfortable when I'm talking to them. And if you're also confident enough, it's also very important. You can express yourself and let them know, you know what, siko baya, but I feel that our conversation is not leading us to Christ, you know, or is not leading me to growth. I don't feel comfortable when I'm talking to you. That can be okay.
But instead of ghosting, at least communicate.
Yes, you can. Communication is very, in fact, even in marriages, you can ghost one another.
Actually, it's very easy to ghost
one is
each other.
silent treatment.
Actually, silent treatment is coming along
It's
so
ghosting.
well. Because they're like, somebody says good morning, you're like, no say. So this person starts asking, oh, we slept so well yesterday.
What happened?
What happened in the morning that you cannot respond my morning? Now the other person says, you're ghosting me. I know how to do it.
Okay, now it becomes a
You've
ghosting
ruined
competition.
things.
You can even live in the same house for 5 days and you are not okay.
Many people are roommates.
Yes.
No communication whatsoever.
No, you are not
talking.
talking. Hey, you are not talking.
Even they cook different pots. We've handled some cases like such.
What?
Somebody sleep at the sitting room, another one at the
In the
bedroom,
same house.
the same house. You only see them walking to church together.
And
Coming
the good
same
names they call, you know, they
in
mention
public.
them in public. But when they go home,
it's something different.
Everybody
is my sister, my brother.
What?
Yeah.
That means that
it is
ghosting.
happening.
I think now that we've introduced the term of silent treatment, now most people can relate to what ghosting actually means, and they can now begin to feel as if maybe now they are linked, or they understand better what ghosting is. Now remember the question that we were handling, guys, on is it justifiable or is it justified? Is there a reasonable justification for ghosting? Okay, is there a reasonable justification for ghosting someone? So that is a question that we are asking today. And send your feedback so that we can have a chance to read it later as we continue with the show and get to hear what are your takes. And again, if you have a situation whereby you've been ghosted or you've ghosted someone and you would like to share it with us, please make sure you send it our way through our numbers 0721105105, that is WhatsApp, and also normal text message 23814 shortcode, which is absolutely free, and also MBCI TV Facebook page down in the comment section and MBCI YouTube official down in the comment section. We'll be having a chance to look at it, so make sure that you send it our way. Now, We've talked about the bit of technology, and with the introduction of social media, a lot is happening.
Yeah.
Actually, when it comes to the attachments that you've talked about, whereby someone has ghosted me before, so I'm going to ghost the other person. I've seen it on social media. Mwenye hanitaki simtaki, kwa hivyo hata mwenye nanitaka sikutaki pia. So it's like, yeah, so there's that issue of nimefanyiwa hata mimi nafanyiana. So what would you say is a place of social media in ghosting? Has it accelerated the rate of ghosting, the influence? How is it?
So much.
Yeah.
And you'll find, of course, okay, I'm more of a social media person as Pastor is.
Yeah.
But you can tell a lot is happening, especially on social media. Napata kuna siku, for example, let me use Pastor's page. Maybe he had like 12K followers. Because he doesn't follow these people, they unfollow. So we are 11.6. So we're like, what has happened? But now, I think it calls for maturity.
Yeah.
Also, when it comes to social media, it really calls for maturity. We've handled cases whereby people are feeling so grieved because their followers wamewaacha. And of course, we have experienced that. Wengine, they're so desperate to gain the followers back. They can't do anything. And this is why, okay, let me get back to this. There is this time people would just do anything. Some are so immoral to gain followers.
Very true.
Why do you think it was happening? Because some would feel like we have been ghosted so much, now they want to capture their attention.
They want to show that they matter.
We are still on. So they would bring even things that are so immoral to gain some people. And of course, the highest population, it's so immoral because of technology and all that. Everything is available on social media. So when you see something that's a little bit exciting or it's matching with your vibes, you tend to follow. Now you're not knowing that these people, they have been ghosted before. Now they are trying to bring into caption of what they've been doing so that it matters to people. They want to validate themselves to the social media. So,
by the way, you start a channel, a gospel channel. Or not even a gospel channel, a good channel. You speak of motivation, you motivate people. Only 5 people
are following. The rest are ghosting. And it's not that they're not sure what you're doing. So as time goes by, you'll shift, you'll divert.
To go to
there is pressure, you know, in the social media there is pressure because of being ignored when you're doing the right thing. Now you have to do the wrong thing, so that at least is the same thing with when we speak of news. When you give people good news, they are not attentive, so
they want the bad.
They want the bad news. Everybody will be like, hiyo lori ilianguka
watu wangapi
they are not even excited huyo mwanafunzi alipita na akafanya no they want the negative. So kuna pressure mingi kwa social media because of that ghosting.
You can tell it's full of negativity.
Yeah, very true.
To my perception, when it comes to social media, a lot of negativity is dwelling there.
Yeah, true.
Because people who are there are seeking validation. They don't have an identity of who they are. So they're trying to validate. Probably their favorite celeb is there. They're trying to tag along with their favorite celeb. You don't know what you do behind the cameras. So when you're showing in the rim light, you look like an angel. Behind the scene, now that person is not able to maintain that angel manner. So he has to strive to do anything to become like their favorite celeb. Like their favorite coach, their favorite people. So you're going to find a lot is happening and people are not able to navigate. So if people can get, I heard you speaking of mindset. Everything is mindset, even when it comes to social media. And this is an encouragement to many people who are starting their channels. They have people who can get along with them. Keep the pace. Times happens, seasons happens. It's something you have that is special. And someday people will come and find it, even if it's after 10 years.
Just keep going.
Keep going. But don't try to come into the negativity just to show that I'm still here. Don't seek for attention. Don't seek for validation. People don't care. You'll end up so frustrated.
And also the process is very important.
Yes.
Accept the process. You don't, if you want just to wake up in the morning, find yourself with a lot of viewers, with a lot of followers, you know, then there must be somewhere where you should compromise. It's like the same way you want to be rich.
Yeah.
You just want to be rich. You know,
it can't happen like that.
It cannot
you
happen.
Have a price to pay.
You need to allow the process. But because of the pressure that is in the social media, unawezaje post kitu na kweli at the 2 views for 7 days.
And you have done your favorite
you
makeup.
A good song.
Camera quality top notch.
Everything is, and then by then many people usually post something because they were expecting like 1K views. They end up having 50, they delete, they pull it down, and you can tell so much about the esteem of that person. So
watu wajaona. You know, you even share. You even share with your friends. You share. Like with you share with like 500 people. And then the only people who have viewed, they are 15. And you're like, you feel like you want to die because
where are the rest? Where are the rest?
Na unajua wengine si hata ati nini. Wengine hata wanaweza kuwa lichungulia. That's ghosting now. Wakasema even you know when you're watching on TikTok, somebody is live on TikTok. There is a way you will watch and they don't know. You are ghosting. You're there unaangalia unasema kumbe ni hii kitu nilikuwa nafikiria anasema kitu ya maana. You know you are just unapita hapo. Unapita. So wewe unaona kule ukiangalia kwa watu wenye wanaona they are like 4 5. And then when you checked watu wenye wamepita hapo they are like so many. That happens more so with the TikTok. You are able to know so and so has joined joined, they have just they have left. But also we also have to accept the fact that you know we are living in a world that is compromised. A lot of things are happening, and we have also to agree that many people are not interested with good things. That's true. They are not interested with good things. They are also not interested with the process. We are living in a generation that wants quick things. Do you know, like, personally, I'm a preacher, and when I post a sermon of 2 hours, like the views will be like maybe 20 views. Now let me post kitu tu moto. Nisema kuna ka point nilisema wale watu wa media wakaeka hapo vizuri. I can tell you see a lot of views. Because also this generation is not ready to be tired. They don't have that time. You know, books nowadays they don't read books. They have a lot of things that they are not interested in. So sometimes I would advise if you are in the social media for you also to fight with this thing of ghosting. Just work on yourself. Take time. Work on yourself because they also want an excellent thing. You can post a video, a bad video. Hatukuoni vizuri. Maneno tunasikia inakatika. Find a good network. I'm advising this was starting channel so that uache kuendelea kughostiwa. Just work on yourself. It might take time. But the fact remains that ukitokelezea hautakuwa ghosted tena. Kuna watu nimesikia wakisema vile they really had challenges when they were growing. But when time came for God to announce them, because there is a proper time for God to announce you. Let them ghost you now. It's just for a short time. Sijipe depression.
I'm a pressure.
It has really caused a lot of depression. Because you really ask yourself, what is my problem? What
am I missing out on?
You can open a church. Then watu wanapita tu hapo wanachunguliaga. Ama wanaku-encourage, wanakuambia man of God, don't worry. And they don't go to church anyway.
And they won't still come in that church.
They go somewhere else.
Even sometimes unaweza date msichana. Si ati utakuwa kwa relation nyingine, ship nyingine. Mwambie you are the best. You are the best. You know you are the best. But you ask
not
yourself,
for me.
If I'm the best.
But on a draw line, you're the best, but
not for me.
Yeah, so this issue of being ghosted, it's all over. You know, it's all around. But technology has really encouraged it. It has come. In fact, it has come stronger on social media platforms because you have a phone. and you are seeking attention from your phone. By the way, I would mention this. One of the other things that has really affected our generation is lack of socialism when it comes to like physically.
Physical setups.
You want an attention from social media. Do you know we can have a meeting of like 10 people?
Yeah.
And the reason why we met so that we can talk. And everybody is on phone.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Everybody is on phone.
Yeah.
Everybody is on phone. You are on phone. Even some couples are the same. You're not giving me attention. What is happening?
Your attention is
They
on
say,
the phone.
Continue, I can hear you. That's also being ghosted. Yeah.
So it's also playing another part.
Yeah. So we really need to work on that. If we can work on our social life offline, online it will not be an issue. Even if you are ghosted, you will not feel bad. Because at least you have people who can give you attention offline. But if you have nobody offline, you have nobody offline and now you are ghosted online.
You even have your intros online. Like everything when you get proposed to, online. When you get married, online. Everything online, because you don't have people who can tell you, oh, I saw you got married. Also, I have you have a baby. But online, they comment so much. They are called intros. Online intros.
There are even the cousins. There are even some people who hate themselves the way they look like, because they don't have people who can tell them you're smart.
You look nice.
You know, they
today.
dress well, all that. So the only place that they can find people who can tell them you look good, you know, is on social media. Then you post your best photo. Hiyo siku umenunua nguo mpya, umejipaka the latest makeup, umeng'ara kabisa, wewe ni jamaa, umenunua viatu poa, nguo poa, everything.
Shave umetengeneza vizuri.
Umeshave mpaka unatisha wanadamu huko kwa street. Lakini umeweka, hakuna mtu watu wanaiangalia tu hapa, hakuna mtu ana comment.
What?
Unaona tu watu waliona, but nobody is commenting. Nobody is commenting. So inaanza kukuuma sana. I think also it's also very important to tell people, work on yourself. Work on yourself. Become the first person wa kujipatia marks. Sema I am the best. Affirm yourself. In fact, the best affirmation I would say is now personal. Affirm yourself. Then the rest, you know, even when you are ghosted, it will not lead to suicide. It will not lead to depression. At least you will be knowing that even if I don't have people who can tell me I look good, I am sure I've worked on myself. I know that I look good. You know, I'm past that. I'm past the views, the comments, and all that. So I think personal building yourself as a person is also very important. You'll be able to fight a lot of things. Ghosting is real.
That personal motivation, like every day when you wake up, like nobody else in the world like me. I look beautiful. I look, and that's why you're saying even a lot of ladies are going to the point of probably bleaching their skin to look more brighter because they think they're going to shine.
They're going to get their attention.
Some go to the extent of even adding some body organs. You want the dashboard to increase more to be noticed, and behind it must look so exaggerated to capture their attention. So if people can get to a point of motivating themselves daily, they can be so comfortable, even if you feel, because ghosting is part of it. So even if somebody comments something negative, you know, I'm always the best. And that one, because even on those social media, so you usually see somebody has posted very nice. They're like, Niyo tu Leona.
Oh, yeah, they'll always be haters.
Yes,
whether you like it or not.
they're there. So if you're not motivated as by yourself, the way Pastor have said, ensure you're the biggest project, the biggest support system of yourself. So that hata ukitoka kuinze, even if you're ghosted, bado uta move on vizuri sana.
You'll still be
of course, you're not advocating that, but because it's already there, we are going. It's like a form of helping you. It's like a painkiller.
You can even be invited in a meeting and be ghosted. People pretend that they have not seen you, and they invited you. Yes, they invite you.
You're like, they can't
they
notice
pretend that nobody, you know, we can't see you. And you're in the same meeting, you know. So you really need to work on yourself. I can really say, and now, there is also something that was happening before we got married. In the process, when we were preparing to get married, I would receive, I don't know what happens when you are even before you announce. That's when now the spiritual realm has already registered. Now you are getting to marriage. You have already gotten the right person. Now the rest of the girls come.
They can't used to go.
You know, I've had dreams, I've had what, I've had what. One of the things I did, because I knew love is not a sin. It's not bad to have a feeling towards me. I would text and say, oh my, I really appreciate so much. But for now, I cannot give my commitment because I've already committed myself to somebody else. They feel good that you have responded.
You have communicated.
But now when you look at the message and you're like, look at the devil now. Look, this one is the devil now.
You're not even telling those people. And that's why I would say, even if they got married, there are still people who are still making a follow-up of them. Why? They ghosted them when they needed to give them attention of saying, no, I'm not ready to commit at this time because I'm committed to somebody else. That person will not follow you again unless I possess that now obsession, because other people have obsession. Now, imagine when I tell you, you know what, I'm getting married in a few, so it's okay. May I remember I had to stop going to dates. They were there. Actually, first I would tell him, I'm going to a date. So they were there. So when I got to a point of committing, I was like, no, I have to stop going. Why? Because I don't want to give my attention to other people, and I don't want to ghost them. I don't want to continue pushing on this, yet I know it's not going somewhere.
And by the way, that's a very important point. If you know it will not work, don't start it.
Just leave it at that.
Don't. And if you have started it and you sense in the beginning it will not work, please make it clear that the way it's going, it cannot work. So don't put them into parking. Unajua kuweka mtu parking ndio tunaita ghosting. Ngoja tu hapa hapana. Niambie tu kweli penye naona hatutapelekana. Usikunywe chai za watu kabisa na unajua si za ukweli. Usikule fair, unatumiwa na wewe fair kila mtu ako na hopes na wewe. Afu na block
foods on hotels.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay. Amazing. So remember, guys, we're having the conversation of ghosting and technology, and we're getting to learn so much right here. But we're going to take a very quick breather, so don't go too far because we're coming back to finish up on the conversation. And we'll be taking a look at some of the questions and feedbacks that you guys are sending in. So let's take a very quick break. We'll be coming right back, so don't go too far.
MBCI Television, transforming lives.
Arise, arise. The Wailing Mothers Prayer Movement International, in conjunction with Pastors' Wives Fellowship K. Nyeri, invites you to the Wailing Prayer Fest 2025 at the Kamukonji Grounds in Nyeri, Kenya. Dates from the 8th to the 29th of June. Theme: positioning a generation through intercessions, derived from Jeremiah chapter 31 verses 15. Come and raise a wail to God. Experience the fire of revival, prophetic declarations, divine healing, full restoration, featuring God's General Dr. Lucy Nganga.
They are not like Joseph. Joseph was thrown in a foreign land, but he had self-government and rule.
Mama Anda Adoyo.
He pointed at a mountain and said, this is the one I want.
Pastor Julia Karanja.
Mambo ya kiroho, nguvu zetu za ndani ndizo huwa zinatusaidia.
Reverend Evans Shumo.
Watu ambao hawajui kushindwa ni watu walio na majozi.
Pastor T. Mwangi.
You can be young and full of God.
Reverend Mike Bitok.
Your mind is managed by the renewal of the word.
Prophet Paul Mwaneki.
May God give you more than internal womb.
Apostle Julius Subi.
Certain things will take place in the heavens that will affect the earth.
Apostle David Juma.
Lazima God atapreserve kamundu moja.
Apostle Andrew Nganga.
But when we are prayerless, we become subject to the environment.
And prophetess Winnie Andrew.
For maono is survive, there must be midwives
who will preserve through prayer.
The visionary and host midwife of this generational army. Don't miss the proclamation march on June 28th, climax worship rally on the June 29th at 2 p.m. Our daily encounters are as follows. Morning devotion from 5 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Morning session from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Lunch hour services from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Evening services from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday rally from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Boarding from just 150 Kenya shillings per day. For more information, call 0720-674404. This is not just a gathering, it's a move of God. See you there.
Yo, my people! Kicheko Dawa tunakuletea season 3.
Kizungumkuti hiyo sielewi wewe. Aisha.
Nitapumzika. Coming to you on MBCI TV. Missed call kwa Kiswahili.
Ai, pigo lisilokuwa.
This time more interesting and more fun. With new segments like music of your own choice. Na pia maswali moto moto. Food for thought inakulwa saa ngapi hivi?
Saa 10. Si shame.
Join me Precious every Wednesday from 8:30 p.m.
It's about to go down.
Kicheko ni dawa.
MBCI Television, transforming lives.
Yes, amazing. Welcome back from that very short break. Remember, this is a relationship talk show with me, Sylvia Wanja. And we're talking about ghosting and technology. With us, we have Pastor Eric Mue and Caroline Mue. Now, the conversation that we are having, hey, it has a lot. Ghosting and technology. Ikona mambo mingi, but I think the most important pointers that we are picking is that the fact that you need to know yourself. You need to be self-aware, okay? Because again, on your end, you might not ghost people, but you might meet people who ghost you. But you need to understand that your value is not attached to what they think of you or their behaviors, but you need to know yourself as a person. Know that you're enough, know that you're worthy, know that affirm yourself every morning. Amka jiangalie kwa kioo sema, I am beautiful, I am loved, I am the daughter of a king, I am a princess in the kingdom of God. Affirm yourself these things every day so that you can remember your identity. If you remember your identity in Christ, hata ghosting tu itakuwa tu ikipitanga ikiendaga, okay? Amazing. So maybe let us get back to the conversation when it comes to ghosting. So there's this concept, when you talk about technology, we cannot set apart that bit, online dating and dating apps. So would you say, kwanza sana size of dating apps, have they created that mentality, that disposable mentality in imesaidia ghosting zaidi? Ama what would you say about that?
One of the things I would say, it's interesting to date online and those online apps that helps us in dating.
Yeah.
Of course, I know that there are marriages which have been born from those apps. You know, people have met, they have married. Yeah. People have met online. I have a friend of mine. Yeah. Hakukutana hata na wife yake for long. I think it was like 4 times.
Oh, and that was it.
And they got, because he lives in abroad, so he married a Kenyan. Yeah. They met online on Facebook, and then they got married. But when you talk of being ghosted and the issues of, these are people that you don't know. You are talking to a person that you don't know. Yeah. You have never met them. And you're also not even sure whether the picture that they have put there is their picture. Yeah. You know? Because sometimes when you meet, that's when you are like, is it what I ordered? It is different with what I saw online. Yeah. Because sometimes the beauty and all that, the online thing, is not real. Yeah. So until you meet. So what happens is that we can meet online and we decide that we met on an app and we want to meet now have an offline meeting. And when I meet you, I see something different from what I expected. So rather than telling you I'm not interested with you, what I will do, I ghost you.
Block you everywhere.
Yeah, you have, maybe probably again, we have met online, you have some demands. You know, you're telling me, come, let's do this and this and this and this. And then, because I don't want to say no, because I'm interested in you. And probably I'm even interested in your money. So what I tell you, I don't have fare to come.
Semi-fair.
Where do you live? Then you start explaining, so that I may come there, I think I need to pay an Uber. Or even lie to you, I have a car. So you need to fuel my car. Then you will ask me how much, we negotiate, and you send it to me. Then I use the money. So what will be happening, I will not change my line, I will not come, and I will not change my SIM card. So what I will do, I'll ghost you. Or probably again, what I'll do, maybe because of fear, I might end up changing my line. So you don't have my number. The only thing you have is an access to me through the app. So when I'm online, you are able to chat with me. I ignore your messages. So I think the ghosting is brought by expectations. When your expectations are not met on that application, it has really encouraged the issues of ghosting, because mostly what people are online is not the real them offline. Again, what people are online in pictures is not the way they are when you start conversing with them. That's when you understand they are not mature, they have issues, or this person, I'm not ready to move with them. So what happens? The first breakup that you had, or the heart breakup that you had, was online, you know? So when even you are getting another one, you are like, you have a lot of fears, and when some signals
start coming,
now you ghost this one and you go to the other one. So it has encouraged, we can say it has really encouraged because of that expectation. Because many expectations are not met online. It is risky. By the way, dating online is like risky. Ni kama kubet. Umeekelea 100,000 ndio ushinde million. You can either win it or lose it. So that's why you would decide, this one I'm not going to just be quick. I will ghost them. Wengine, you know, there is also something that is in many relationships, that you want to know how your partner behaves when they get hungry. And you think the only thing you can do is ghosting them. So that you may know, okay, when they are hungry, what do they do? Because you've never met them. Sometimes you want to know how they can behave, how they talk when they are not happy. So you do something, you know, intentionally. You blue tick them. You know, when they send messages to you, you respond like with one word. You know, to see what they can do. So the fear of the expectations, you know, and a lot of fears. Those things can really make people ghost you. And we would say, when you speak of the app, the dating apps, you are not sure. So some people decide that I rather ghost you than risk. So because I would want to know you more. So you see, it has really encouraged ghosting, because I have to do that so that I may know you. It's like something that it has to happen. It has to happen when it as a test. Because when probably you are dating offline, what will happen? You will know. Because sometimes you say some things and she's like, I didn't expect it from you. You know? But you can pretend so much offline when we are not together. So this person decides, okay, let me ghost you for 2 days. I know whether you are serious with me. Let me ghost you for 7 days. I know whether. And you might maybe do it to a very serious person. And you lose it.
These tests, there are very many.
Actually, it ever happened to me.
Oh, the test.
Somebody just did that. Like, we were about to, of course, about to date, and then somebody is like, we've just been throwing so well. Kidogo. No response to my text.
What? Disappear.
No response to my calls.
What?
And then it took like closely a month and...
A month?
Yes, and somebody is saying he's interested on you. I'm wondering, how are you interested on me? And then I don't like nonsense, so I'm like, this is not working. You know, when you're having, how will you be able to recognize something that is fake and original? Because you already know your values, where you're heading. So you're like, this kind of a person, no. So afterward, when I came to a realization, the person was like, I wanted, you know, I'm this jovial person. I like thriving environments. I like being joyful. But I've never seen you mad. I've never seen you sad. I just wanted to know how you behave when you're mad.
No.
So I'm like, what? You have to test me on this. And I was like, this one cannot work. But you know, I've never seen you angry. Hatujawai kosana mahali.
Sana tafuta makosa.
Yes. And those things are happening. Many girls can admit and many men can admit saying that it has happened. So they're trying to find a way to know you better. Not knowing that you can know me better. This is me. You know, many people are also full of fakeness with them.
True.
You always see them smiling, yet that's not them.
True.
So they're trying to find a way, not asking you. You know, if you're genuine, you'll tell me, when I get angry, this is what I do.
Yeah, true.
I probably keep quiet for some times, and that doesn't mean I'm ghosting you. Just want to internalize things and get better. But many people are like, nataka nione ukikasirika uko aje. So I was like,
for what reason?
I was like, this one cannot work. Me, I cannot stay here. But you have to silent treat me so that you know
how
I behave and how angry I get. It's me and you, it can't work. Now that's point of telling them, okay, it's good. You're a good person, but I wouldn't entertain this behavior of ghosting each other to know me better. I gave you an access to know me better, but you never took it seriously. Now, this one cannot go. Now imagine if I would have shifted. When he came back, I start ghosting also. That's childish, you know.
True. Maturity is very important.
Very important.
So you're like, communicate. And is the question that we are asking the viewers today about whether it is justifiable for you to ghost someone. Do you believe that there is a justifiable reason for you to ghost someone instead of communicating the way you're feeling?
Okay, you've experienced this. Some people are so nagging, very nagging. I think Pastor is going to support why you should not ghost, but me, I'm saying why you should ghost. Because I'm not supporting ghosting, but of course we're just talking to make it be well understood. Some people are so nagging and also very toxic.
Yeah, true. Toxicity is there.
Also very toxic. It's also to have good boundaries. Boundaries are very important because somebody can nag you to the extent of like, you can't hold it anymore. That person calls you, probably they need your help. You've offered them the help, but not according to the expectations. They're already having expectations. If you wanted 1,000, I give you 800, I tell you, find 200.
I don't have.
So you're like, you have to feel 1,000 for me. This is what I want, you know? And you're just trying to help them. So in the point of trying to help these people, you're not able to meet their 100% expectations. So they keep nagging you. At some point, somebody would tell Pastor, I thought you were a pastor, you're going to come through for me. God will come and rescue me, you know. Of course, that one is on a lighter note, but there are bigger things. Somebody even tries to manipulate you so much, to even blackmail you to the things that are not there. Because, so when it gets to such extents, they become so nagging, so toxic. Some are even life-threatening. So you have to ensure you block them in all. Now when it gets to extreme that you cannot be able to handle it, please go for your rescue. You're also a person. Don't die for other people, yet you have other ones to rescue. So when it gets too much or it gets extreme, you cannot be able to deliver to them. I encourage that. At some expense, though when you have tried to help.
Maybe to add on what she has said, it's also very important maybe to be on where she has said that you can ghost. Like for us, preachers, we have issues. Somebody has never spoken to you like 2 years. Then the high is high. Then you say hi to. The next point is unaweza kuwa na 500 hapo kidogo, unisaidie nimekuwa. You have never spoken to me 3 years ago. I am like, I can't even respond because what will I even say?
Where do you start from?
Alafu anakuwekea kaaro, kanaonyesha juu. Anakuonyesha ulisema aje? Ulisema aje juu ya message? Ulisema aje? You are like, should I respond or be quiet? And now that person, you have to ghost them. Because for real, you see friendship. You ni manipulation. Taking an advantage of me. The goodness. Ama unasaidia mtu leo. Ukisaidia mtu leo, anakuzoea.
Anajua if I need anything.
There is a guy who sent me a message. He said, my mother amepata ajali na amekufa. My father. Nikamtumia pesa. Akakaa tena akaniambia the father amepata ajali na amekufa. Alisahau alikuwa ameniambia mama alipata, baba alipata ajali. Then I sent them some money. Then again, now one day he calls me and says, he sent me a text and says, oh, it's so unfortunate that nimepata ajali niko hospitali. And I was like, wait a minute, this is just taking an advantage of me. Akaniambia, please help me. I just want to be treated and what. I never responded. He sent several messages. Until today, I've never called him. And nasiye peke yake.
The people who do
I
that.
would say that. So sometimes this ghosting is like healthy. For your own sake.
For
your own sake. There are some people that you just have to ghost. Because watu wengine, they are just funny. They are looking for attention, but in the wrong way. You know, they are looking for attentions in the wrong way. I've found people who call me 5, 7 times, 10 times when you are like, oh, nikuwa nakusalimia. Somebody calls you at night, 11. Amekupigia simu karibu 5 times. You know, some of them, the way she has said, they're asking help from you. And you just express yourself and say, for now, I'm not able. Then they are texting you. Ulikataa kunisaidia.
Unajua,
don't worry, God is faithful. One day God will lift me. And then they post on their status. They say, you know, it is not about man, it's all about God. Your future is not in the hands of man. And you know they are talking to you. Then they text you again. They say, ulisema aje? If you don't respond again, they post another. You know, God has a better plan for you. Human beings are just human beings. Those people should not be given attention. Just ignore them. By the way, it's not ungodly to do that. When it is appropriate to do that, do not. But now you also have to be very sensitive that you might not miss your blessing in ghosting people. And that's also why you must be very sharp. Sensitivity is very important. You know that I can receive this call. Receive calls. You know, usikatae kuitwa, kataa uitiwalo. You know, wito ndio unakataa whatever they are calling you for. But it's not. But if it is a normal call, they are calling you. Respond. No, why are you texting me at this time? What's up? You know, is everything all right? Ndio uweze, at least you, number one, you will not miss your blessing, and number two, you also might not end up hearing worse news, because sometimes I said somebody can call you na wanaweza kuwa wako in a danger, and you need to come to their rescue. Respond. When you see somebody calling you twice na ni usiku umesikia simu yako, you check, unaona ni fulani, just respond to them. No, what is wrong? Kuna somewhere dawa zenye mtu akipiga, there must be an issue. You need to respond if you are in a position to do that. But also those people who are also being ghosted, let me also help them. If somebody has ghosted you like 3 times, don't push yourself there. Don't waste your energy with a lot of stress, saying, no, you know, they don't care about me. If they don't care about you, I want to tell you that there is nothing else that you can do. The only thing is that now start working on yourself, become better and better and better, give yourself a self-care. If there is nobody taking you out, take yourself out, go and buy yourself an ice cream, chocolate, I used to love chocolate so much. Hata kama mimi ni mwanaume. You go and buy yourself some milkshake. Take yourself for an out, you know. Give yourself some, you know, relief from stress and all that. And then maybe when they are okay, they can get back to you and talk to you. But those people are dangerous. Those people can ghost you in a relationship. You really need to know why they ghosted you. Before even you continue, let them explain why were you ghosting me. If it is a valid reason, then you can wait and see whether you can walk together. Amos chapter 3 verse 3, the Bible says that two cannot walk together unless they agree. So there must be that agreement. You agree. Are we going to walk together? Now the other thing, to avoid being ghosted, define your relationship. Define it. That is very important. Are we sisters? Are we brothers? So we know you are ghosting me as a brother. You are ghosting me as a sister. You are ghosting me as your fiancé or as your husband. You know, whatever. Define that relationship so that it will not harm you when they ghost you. Because when you know this is just a normal friend, that's not a big deal. You can say, I can release them, I can get another friend, and when they are okay, they will come back, we'll still continue. But now, also draw boundaries. That one helps you. The ghosting helps you to draw boundaries. Because it helps you to know, oh, this one is not serious. So nimeweka mipaka. You know, it helps you to draw a line. You are able to understand that this one I can give them an attention to this measure, you know. Don't give your heart to somebody who is not careful with your heartings. Don't give them. Don't dare surrender to people who are not careful with protecting your peace, your joy, because that's very important. It is very important to understand if it is a relationship that is leading to marriage. Communication is very important. Attention is very important. You don't tell me you love me and you're not giving me attention. You need to give me your attention. You don't tell me that you love me and you're not giving me, you're not communicating to me. Communication is the base of the thing. I might not be calling you in the morning or evening or every time, but I want us to communicate. The other thing, from the one who is being ghosted, reduce your expectations. It's very important. If you have too much expectations, what will happen is that, like for instance, personally, when we were dating with her, I'm not very good in calling every time and talking on phone. So we would do a major call once in a day, very major. So the other calls will come maybe in the evening, because every day we would talk. Like we have a prayer session for 1 hour every day in the morning, and then after the 1 hour we have some time to share what is pending, what we need to do, the to do. You know, we have a list of to do. We understand. We took it serious. We knew that this is a serious thing. We were behaving like people who are a family already. So the mindset that we had. So, but we didn't have big expectations from one another. So anytime I would call her and she doesn't pick the call, I was not offended. Yes, I was not offended. Another thing is that when you are in a relationship, be prepared for anything. It's very important. Somebody says it ends at the altar. It's true. If you have not yet been joined, be prepared. That guy can wake up in the morning and say, it is over. Yes, it can happen.
Have to accept it.
That's true. And if you're not prepared for something, you know, things can come. You know, of course you are serious. You should be serious. But reduce your expectation. Don't expect too much from them. They're also human beings.
They're bound to make mistakes.
Actually, on top of that, of what Pastor has said, like it's good to be outgrown, and it's also good to outgrow people. You know, like now, if I try adding a little more weight, this dress I will not be able to wear.
Very true. It won't fit.
Same when it comes to relationship. Some people are not ghosting you because you are bad.
Just
it's only your capacity cannot fit with them. maybe your virtues don't align with them. That's why they are outgrowing you. That's why they are ghosting you. So it's good to understand being outgrown, it's part of it. Don't force conversation. Actually, when you force those conversations, that's when you end up being ghosted. Because the person has already outgrown you, yet you wanna itabas. So naikibasi itakuwa mbaya zaidi. That is now somebody I used to love your eyes, but zinaka. Yeah. So don't force things because it's going to be more worse. So when people have outgrown you, excuse yourself in peace and let them continue being. To avoid a lot of very many major issues.
Allow me to say this, I had forgotten. It's very important also to increase your value. Because you know, one of the things, I cannot ghost you if I know you are increasing your value day by day. Because I really need you. Increase that value, kiasi ya kwamba, I will not take you like you are the one who needs me. You know, you cannot do without me. Let me also know I can also not do without you. If that value increases, I'll be afraid of losing you, and you will be afraid of losing me. But if it is only one-sided,
there will be a problem.
There will be a problem.
Actually, many ghosts are happening because it's one-sided. Imagine there is somebody who can call me now. If probably we're in this show, I see somebody calling, I'll be like, oh, this show has to pause. Because it's very important. I cannot ghost it. But there is somebody, even if I'm at my place resting, when I see it, I just look at it and I'm like, I'm not.
I'll call him later.
So that part of increasing your value is very important. And also knowing where you stand, it's very key. So it will get to be so easy.
And work on your desperation. Don't be too desperate. You know, when that, by the way, kama wanaume, mwanaume akijua msichana ako desperate, atakutesa poa. Nakwambia atakutumia.
They'll take advantage of that.
Yes, because I know that you are desperate. You cannot go anywhere.
You can do anything.
So you are begging and you are like, hey, you know, if it ends, I don't know where to go.
Please don't beg.
And the more you are begging, the man is saying, after you finish, and I'll talk to you later. No, you see, but if you show them, okay, you want to go? You want to go? You even remind them, you tell them, there is a certain professor, a young doctor, who had also proposed to me before you. Thank God. Hata nilikuwa nimemkataa. You know, wape, tupapeana tumatisho hapo kidogo ajue. You have people, and you tell them, in fact, thank you so much for the time that you have been together. Thank God.
Nice.
Nani hii ni kama ni Mungu. Unamwambia nani ni kama ni Mungu. Kwa sababu huyo jamani, alikuwa anashinda akinifuata hivyo. Nakwambia atakupigia simu jioni akwambia I was not serious, you know.
Can we settle this?
But if you show them, you know, I'm desperate. I don't know when you leave me. Show them that, you know what? Life will still continue. I'll call you. Namwambia Bishwa. Next year. Kwanza umpe mpaka date. Mwambie nitakuita wewe. They will be like, we can't lose you. But if you show them you are so desperate, you know, sometimes when even you go for the dates, pay the bill. Tell them, no, don't pay. Let me pay. They will know, it is not their tea. It is not their coffee. It is not their lunch that makes you come to the date. There is an higher thing. Give yourself value. When they see your value, you know, when they see you are not after their money, even if they have millions, pay their bill. Let them know that you are also, you are not following their money. You are not after that car. You know, sometimes when he wants to drop you, tell them, no, don't worry. I've already called an Uber to drop me at home. No, don't drop me. You know, they will see, msichana akona value. Huyo jamaa akona value. Don't be manipulated by money, by material things, you know, because that is what will make that guy ghost you. And again, also, the value that we are talking for is also avoiding sex before marriage. Because immediately you sleep with them, your value has gone down. So it's been like, what are you telling me?
And actually, I've heard many girls say, immediately I slept with him, he ghosted me. Like, that was the end of it all. So to avoid pia kugostiwa, keep these things now.
Akuwe na kitu anaweza fuata. Umwambie hii hapana ni ya siku ya ile ya honeymoon. Hii ndio Sasa atakuaga hapo amengoja atangojea vizuri hata kudharau.
And also as you are waiting, of course you are cultivating each other, because relationships, not just marital, they are cultivated. Any moment you cultivate something, you've paid a cost for it. You can't just lose it anyhow. Because cheap things, you can lose them anytime. But something you have invested your energy, your finances, your time, you're like, this one is worth keeping. So you can't cost such things.
And even in friendships, it's the same.
Absolutely.
Even in friendship, when you have, more so when you have rich friends, show them totally you don't need their money. Because money is another thing that can make people manipulate you. When they see your call, they think that you want to ask them for money. Show them that I don't need your money. I'm not after your money, in fact. I'm okay. I'm very okay. Sometimes even they call you for lunch and tea. You tell them, no, I'm busy. Not every time you're available. Oh, tuingia hapo tukule samaki, you're available. You say, I'm okay. Just sometimes pretend to be okay. You are okay. You know, sometimes you might be struggling and, you know, but for the honor, just be, just give yourself a standard, you know, because, and that one will make them respect you. Don't call people every time. Ukinipigia simu kila saa, umenipigia saa moja, umenipigia saa 8, the next time I see your call, I'll not pick it, because I'll just think, hey, you're just telling me the same thing. You know, scarcity increases value. If you are too scarce, you increase your value. You make me value you. Because I'm like, hey, I'm looking for you. If you hear people saying, I've been looking for you, where have you been? And you say, I've just been around, but I've been busy. You know, people respect people who are busy, people who have value. You know, but if you show yourself, you know, I don't care. I'm like, usinitumie ka credit, usinitumie sijui nini. Don't sell yourself as a beggar. Sell yourself outside there as a person who has standard. You might not have money, but give yourself a standard. Let people not understand, you know, everything about you. Reduce the way you talk. Ukienda mbele ya watu, kuna watu watakughost juu siku moja wamewaisikia venye unaongeaga. Umekutana na mtu the first time, and the way they are talking, oh my God, like I wouldn't want to be associated with this person. So the next time they see your call, they are like, huyu venye anaongeaga hata staki stories zake, they ghost you. So give yourself value. The way you talk, the way you present yourself, you know, don't present yourself as a poor person, as a person who is so needy. You know, it's like I need everything. It's like you people don't intervene in my life. I don't know what to do. You know, you know, give yourself a class. It's also very important, and it will rescue you from being used and from being taken advantage of, from being ghosted. People will always value you when you are scarce. People will always value you when you have given yourself a value. You know, people will always value you when you have also equipped yourself with things, with heavy things. Tokea tu kwa mkutano hivi, toa point moja hivi na unyamaze. People will be like, what? We didn't know that you carry such wisdom. Na ukimaliza chomoka uende. Shindo umekaa hapo, mchat sasa ile party yako ya ujinga. Itokeleze. Wazende na penye ulitoa point mzuri in the beginning, kumbe ukiona tu watu hivi. So you need to
also that point of over talking. There's so much. You know, when you talk, especially for example, nimetoa point hapa mepiga makofi. The excitement part of my brain inakuwa activated.
Let me talk more now.
Let me talk more now. So it's also good to have wisdom when you are relating, and also knowing your audience, because there are places where you can go just because of how you talked. They are like, we want to be more interested on you. And then wengine wanasema huyu hatutaitaka kumuona just because of how you talked. So also understanding your audience, and also the times and the season. There are moments you just get to be so serious, talk important things, and don't exaggerate. Also be real. Usitulete somebody leo and then tomorrow you're seeing another different person. People also want consistency. So I think that another contributor of being ghosted is because today you showed light skin, tomorrow I'm dark skin. You showed I'm so groomy, the next time you're so bubbly. So they want somebody who's consistent, also when it comes to behavior and the way of doing things. So the moment I see you are consistent, I'll be like, I would like to interact more with you. But if today you are moody, tomorrow you're like, no, this one I'm not ready to deal with. So it's also good to maintain that standard of how you talk, how you do things in a very consistent manner.
By the way, I was almost forgetting to say, great men have a tendency of ghosting people. Kama mnainteract na watu wakubwa, wako na tendency ya ku-ghost watu. Anakupea hata namba yake in person. Yeye tu ndo atakupea hiyo namba. Lakini hata wahi kuchukulia. Ukituma message hata I respond. You know what they do? Number one, the first approach. The first approach. We visited one of the kings in the world. He's a great king of a nation. And then we were given some opportunities to talk. We were several few young people, and we spoke. So the person who spoke, I think there was the second one, started saying, you know, we thank God that we are here today. Even if the devil wanted to torment us with some poverty, and you know, my house was locked, I don't know what happened, my business, he started bringing business problems and his problems indirectly. Kings are very wise. So definitely what he's doing, he is begging. He has been given an opportunity to come and appear before the king, and he has started begging. We were given an opportunity because we were told that you can speak. You just do a presentation of what you do, talk. Now, after that, the person in charge of the king's palace spoke and said, the people who are coming next, don't speak anything. Just say your name.
What?
He closed a big door for us. And that is how we lost the opportunity.
Why?
Because of one person. So there are people, you invite them, or you are invited by maybe a great man. And the only thing that you take there is your problem. I think we really need to learn on presentation. The first time you meet a king,
how do you present
not
yourself?
specifically, it might not be a king of a nation, but a king, somebody who is great. You are taught today to go and see Apostle William Kimani. The first thing that you tell him is not the problems that you have for money. You know, interact with him, learn from him, you know, talk to him. And as you continue, maybe you can share a project that you have, and probably also in a way there is a wiser way
to bring it out
of convincing him that I need your support. You know, there is a wiser way. But if the first thing when you see me, you see money, you know, these people are like, so the only thing that brought you to me is my money, is not me. You don't want a relationship with me. You want a relationship with my money. Now this is very important. These people have been taken advantage of in the beginning. So when you are coming, they have an history with people on how they have been taken advantage. So when they notice that, even when they give you their contact, they promise never to receive your call. They promise themselves never to reply your messages. So you'll be sending your message. You say, oh, this is so and so. They say they ghost you because they have a tendency. I can tell you the truth. I've interacted with great people, and they can tell you they have a tendency of ghosting people. It's not that they have not seen it, but because they know your intentions are not good. So it's very important you learn that, you understand that when God takes you to those people, you need to not focus on their money, not to go as even there is a way you can present yourself. And they thought, you know, you have been invited somewhere, and you just go, you don't honor those people. The way they see you, the man that you're talking to is purely in a suit. They prepared you. Then maybe they invited you and said, you can come, we see what we can do together. Then the way you have presented yourself, they look at you,
they're like,
and they're like, is this a kind of man that I want to do anything with them? Say, no, let me leave them. and they will not engage you anymore.
Yeah. Sure.
It will be a turn off. So we need to be very sensitive when we are dealing with greatness, because some of the young people, the reason why they complain, some of them have fallen their interviews. They have failed the interviews because of that. They have failed many tests because of the way they present themselves. Because when they are given an opportunity to interact with greatness, they don't know how to interact with it. If I would say and advise people, if you are not ready for an opportunity, don't appear. You better take many days preparing. One day would be very easy for you, rather than taking many days tamaki. The days that you would have just taken one day preparing yourself and then enjoy forever, because this is very easy. Life is all about learning. You need to learn, interact with people who have gone ahead of you, learn on relationships. By the way, the issue of friendship and relationship is a very large topic. People need to know that, knowing how you present yourself before these people so that they may not ghost you.
Yeah, very true. Ghosting and technology, a very wide topic, and I feel in Kamabado there's still so much more that we can discuss about ghosting and technology, but unfortunately we are out of time and we're about to call it a wrap. So maybe very quickly let us get relation tips even as we wind up. Then to just put our parting shots, then we can conclude the show. So let us get relation tips by Joyce and Deso to share what tips we are learning about relationships in ghosting and technology today.
Hello and welcome to Real Asian Tips, and today we are going to talk about ghosting and technology. Here are some few tips you might consider when trying to understand it, avoid it, or handle it with more emotional intelligence. Number 1, recognize the signs early. Technology makes ghosting easier. Delayed replies, unread messages, or sudden silence can be all red flags. If someone frequently dodges communication or offers vague responses, it might be a sign they are pulling away. Don't ignore digital red flags. They often reflect real disengagements. Number 2, set communication expectations. Modern communication happens across multiple platforms, be it text, DMs, apps, and many other. Set mutual expectation early in a relationship or friendship about how often you'll communicate and preferred channels. Number 3, use technology to be direct, not distance. Instead of ghosting someone, use technology to send a brief, respectful message if you are no longer interested. A simple, kind message goes a long way and prevents confusion or hurt. Number 4, manage digital boundaries. Ghosting can feel personal, but it often stems from overwhelm or discomfort. If you are on the receiving end, resist the urge to obsessively check messages or stalk profiles. Mute or unfollow if needed. Number 5, know when to let go. Technology creates the illusion of constant access, but silence is still communication. If someone ghosts you, don't chase. Acknowledge it, process it, and move forward with your dignity intact. Remember, closure can come from you, not from them. Acknowledge how it made you feel and shift focus to those who show up. This has been Real Asian Tips, and my name is Joyce Andeso. Hello and welcome to Real Asian Tips, and today we are going to talk about ghosting and technology.
That is Relation Tips by Joyce and Deso. Amazing tips that she has taught us that we are going to use, okay, in cases or situations whereby you experience ghosting or you see those signs. Know when to walk out, okay? Sometimes be the bigger person. Usilete drama, chaos, nini, uanze kutafuta mtu kwenye yako, umtusi. No. Sometimes just acknowledge whatever happened has happened. Remember your worth, it's not tied to whatever that situation is, and then move forward. Now, as we are finishing on the topic of ghosting and technology, mnoelekeza ameniambia masaa imeisha kabisa, but ametupa at least a chance for like 1 minute each to give a parting shot on the topic of ghosting and technology. Let's start from Carol.
Amazing. It's been so interesting. As we said, that part of knowing when to let go, setting your boundaries. I think to me, I would stand so much on setting boundaries. The moment you have set your boundaries, it's going to be so easy for you to deal with ghosting if you've been ghosted, and also I will not advocate that part of ghosting others. It's good to be mature handle real talks. If there is something that needs to be addressed, address it in a very mature manner. If you're not interested on a person or on what they do, allow them know. And then it's going to be, you're actually going to be at peace the moment you know you've already talked something out, rather than just being guilty after somebody has told you something and then you're like, oh, ata alikufa, commit suicide. So instead of, if you're not able to deal with a suicidal case, direct them to a person who can be able to help them. Anything that you're not able to deal with, allow them know, I'm not able to deal with this, and give them some aid to some extent. So that's going to really be a server or a saver to very many people. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Thank you for that. Pastor Eric?
Yeah, I'll start by saying that relationship and friendship is good.
Yeah.
It can work, it works.
Yeah.
That's very important. The fact that you are ghosted, don't just stay there. Move on.
Yeah.
It's very important to move on. There are people who have got a lot of pain because of what they experienced in the past. But you need to deal with your past traumas.
Yeah.
So that you may be able to continue. Life is so spiritual. So work on yourself and allow, you know, that this is where now we bring God because we are born again.
Yeah.
So allow God to take charge of your life because life is spiritual.
Yeah.
When you see some patterns in your life, you need to know that there must be something that is not right. And that's why you take it into prayer.
Yeah.
Pray for yourself, pray for your destiny, and also pray for the partner that you are getting into a relationship with. When you notice there are things like this, don't make a conclusion. Pray for them.
Yeah.
It's important. Prayer is very, very key. Involve God from the beginning of your relationship so that even when challenges come, you are ghosted, you have issues. There are bigger issues even more than being ghosted. Even when they come, you are able to tell God, God, you are the author of this thing. Take charge. We should also understand the attacks, the issues of attacks. Unajua kuna kuwaga na ma-attacks. So ni vizuri pia ujue. Na pia avoid some people in your life. Because kuna marafiki unaweza weka karibu. Msichana ulikuwa unafikiria ni rafiki yako, akuchukulia huyo jamaa haraka. Na maybe kuna vitu anatumia, anaweza kuwa kuna maroho ako nazo. You need to be careful. Learn privacy pia. Learn privacy. It's also very important. Not that this guy told you, can I marry you? Then you were announced everywhere. And then after some time, another girl has started telling him about you. And maybe that girl had some spiritual forces that were pushing her to the man. And you find that this guy is ghosting you because aliambiwa unakuwa kahaba. Na hata hujaifanya ukahaba. Have you ever heard people saying, nimeona some movies unasikia mtu anasema niliambiwa, nikaambiwa, and then the girl is like, and you believed. Niliambiwa hata ulitoa mimba 5. Just because this friend hakufurahia na your relationship. Keep your relationship private. That's the thing. So that you will not be having some attacks zenye zililetwa na mdomo na ndio zimefanya ugostiwe. Because some guys, we are not able to talk. Like ninashindwa. Unajua story ya Joseph inanishtua. Joseph alisikia Mary akona mimba. But then you know he ghosted Mary. Bible inasema kwamba hakumuongelesha, alinyamaza. Hakutaka kuambia mtu na alishindwa atahandle hiki kitu aje. So the rescue came from the Holy Spirit. So now just keep it private for yourself so that you may be able to deal with it easily. And God will bless you. Otherwise, we are so grateful. We want also to take this opportunity to thank God for MBCI and thank Apostle Kimani for this great vision. It's a great vision that has really given us a good platform. Now, thank you so much for hosting us today. On Thursday, sitasahau kusema ya kwamba tunakuwa na worship hangout pale Masai Market every Thursday. Ni kutoka 4 p.m. hadi 8. And we will be grateful.
Everyone is welcome.
Everyone is welcome. God bless you.
Wow, God bless you too. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It has really been an insightful show that has impacted us in a very amazing way. The many things that you have taught us, the many tips that you have given us, please, tulisema, viewers, not just listening, na tunaeka kando, but implement them. And in a case whereby you can share them with friends and family, please do so that we can help the wider public, okay? Amazing. So thank you so much for coming. May God bless you. And we're looking forward to having you in more other shows discussing different topics, especially in matters relationship, because we can see you are young. And we need to appeal to the young people, especially Gen Zs, millennials, wenye bado kidogo wanasema marriage, kidogo hatutaki. They say that they fear, after God, they fear marriage. So we need to toy your mentality kabisa. And it has been fed in us, it's everywhere on social media, but marriage does work, okay? And we have young people to show us it actually works. So yes, thank you so much. Amazing. So that brings us to the end of the show today. And then here, the Relationship Talk Show. It has been amazing, ghosting and technology, an amazing topic. If you've not been able to follow through kutoka tuanze, don't worry, there's a chance for you to do that. Just go to our social media handles, and you'll be able to find this particular show. You can start it, watch at your own pace. Hata unaweza chukua kitabu, kalamu, enda ukiandikanga, note down the important points. But again, self-awareness is very, very important. Ghosting is not sometimes about you, it's about them. They're going through their own issues. It has sometimes nothing to do with you. But you can always, with God by your side, with you knowing your identity, you can always get through, get over that particular issue, okay? But for now, did you know, did you know that we are about to call it a wrap right here. Inasema, when couples sit close and look at each other, their heartbeats and breathing can naturally sync up. Okay, wow, nice, amazing. That is amazing. Tungekuwa na time tungefanya experiment, but now because we're out of time, that is a very interesting fact that you can try for those who are in a couple. Kama uko in a couple, don't worry, God is working working out a plan for you. Don't give up just yet, okay? Just lakini wache kughost watu, okay? Remember, that's another important thing. Yeah. Stop ghosting people. Reply those messages, and don't reply kama HR, okay? Be at least conversational, so that you can get the conversation going, okay? Amazing. So that is it right here, the Relationship Talk Show. My name is Sylvia Wanja, and again, as I always say, kwenye uko tafadhali, someone sitting next to you, give them a compliment. Be kind, spread kindness and happiness, and enjoy everywhere that you go, okay? I'll see you guys next week, same place, same time, right here. But for now, enjoy the rest of your viewing. God bless you. Bye-bye.
But not impossible.